Good morning. My name is Mel Fritchie, and with the help of all of my friends, I serve as President-elect of the Board of Trustees of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spartanburg. It is my delight to welcome you this morning, whether you are here at UUCS or joining us virtually. This is a welcoming congregation where everyone is welcome, just as we each imperfectly are. There are many important announcements on the sheets titled Connect at the back of your bulletin this morning. Please open your bulletin to see all that you can be a part of, but allow me to share just a few. Welcome, visitors. If you are visiting us this morning, we would love to meet you to share more about the life of this congregation. Visitor cards may be found in the pocket on the back of the chair in front of you. Please feel welcome to fill one out and place it in the offering plate during the service so that we can connect with you. Mission, Vision, Covenant Update. This Sunday, following the service, today, right now, following the service, come to the fellowship hall for refreshments and an update on the mission, vision, covenant process we have undertaken as a congregation. I have heard that we are going to be astonished. Now that we have spelled out our values, be ready to sign up for one of the Vision Cafes this March 12th, 19th, or 26th after the morning service. A potluck lunch and conversation to create a vision of who we want to become as a church. Come help us create our future together. And now, if you love this place as much as I love this place, you are going to want to hear from our leadership development co-chairs, Claire Van Sant and Andy Gillum, because although I am currently president-elect, I will not be president-elect in July. That spot will be vacant. Who would like to serve?
Hello, everyone. As Mel said, Claire and I are co-chairs of the Leadership Development Committee, and this is the rest of the committee: Andrew Waters, Tracy Stapleton, and Amanda Kruger. And we are here today to co-solicit your suggestions, interest in the upcoming positions that we have. The annual meeting is late May, early June, hasn't been decided quite yet, but we want to make sure we have a full slate for us to vote on. So that's why we're here today.
We wanted you to see our 5 faces so you can pounce on us after the service or any day between now and when we present our slate of nominees, and give us your suggestions. The positions that are open this year are President-elect, following Mel, Treasurer, Trustee at Large. Maybe I should tell you what the Board of Trustees is, because sometimes we get that question. Is the board the same as the Board of Trustees? Is the trustee at large the same as a trustee? Our Board of Trustees consists of 7 people elected by us, the members of this congregation. And they are entrusted with the decisions for the congregation. They make policy, etc. So they meet about once a month. So of those 7 trustees, 4 have an office: president, president-elect, secretary, and treasurer. This year we need a treasurer, a president-elect, 1 trustee at large. That's all for the Board of Trustees. Help us. Give us your suggestions. If you know somebody who's good with numbers and spreadsheets, we need a treasurer. The leadership development team is also responsible for filling 1 position on the Committee on Ministry, 2 positions on the Endowment Fund Committee, and 3 positions on leadership development. Amanda and I have served 4 years. You're not allowed to vote for us anymore. Andrew has a position in Chapel Hill that he'll be moving for at UNC. Congratulations, and thanks a lot. Tracy has agreed to fill his 1-year term if you vote her in.
She's really good.
She's really good. So really and truly, we need 2 spots plus Tracy for leadership development. So please, send us your ideas, find any of the 5 of us and tell us who you think would be good. Tell us you think you'd be a great treasurer. We are hoping to hear that from someone. And also you can email us at leaderdev@uucs.org. Thank you. That cover it?
Yeah, we're good. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
It's just a fun morning of announcements. So good morning, all. I am Robin Carter, and along with Amanda Richardson, are your annual fund co-chairs this year. My amazing teammate, Amanda, is not feeling quite well this morning, but she told me power through, make this announcement this morning by myself. So wanted to share an update on the Piece by Piece campaign this morning by addressing some frequently asked questions. Question 1. What the heck is the annual fund drive? We still get this question at this point. And as the name implies, we do it every year. It is an ingathering of financial commitments for the next fiscal year, which begins July 1st. We do this to sustain the community that we love and cherish here. It's the single greatest source of revenue for the church budget, which includes fixed costs like minister health insurance, fluctuating costs like electricity bills, and budgeted expenses like money for the hospitality committee. And the finance committee builds a budget from the amount committed that the board and then later the congregation votes on. Another frequently asked question we get: if I filled out an intent of giving, formerly known as a pledge card, last year, do I need to do it again? Yes. We don't know that you plan on keeping giving unless you tell us. Every year's budget is based on what financial commitments are made for a single year. Remember that even if you have a bank draft set up or an auto debit situation set up and you don't plan on making any changes, we still need you to fill out a card to indicate that you do plan on continuing to give at that same level this next year. Another question we get: what if my contribution doesn't feel significant enough to matter? Trust us, it does. Every amount adds up to support the financial health of this dynamic congregation. Your $10 a month, combined with someone else's $10 a week, adds up to cover the water bill for this entire facility for a full year. It takes all of us sharing in the expenses of the community to make it what it is. Another question: what's the deadline for getting it turned in? Today? Today would be great if you've not done so already. We can still add to the growing puzzle for another week or so, but it's time to get this campaign wrapped up. We're tired, y'all. We're tired. Let's put this sucker to bed. We give our financial report to the board on March 15th, so it's critical to get yours submitted before then. All right, another question we get. Where are we with this year's goals? Have y'all seen this sucker? Look at this. We are so excited to share a status report. $238,654 have been committed by 115 households. That's huge. That's amazing. Those numbers represent 97% of our $245,000 goal and 92% of our participation goal of having 125 households commit. Wait, there's more. And that doesn't even count an additional generous commitment of $6,000 that will be applied to paying down the mortgage. Yeah, it's incredible what we can achieve together when we each contribute our part. So, another question. What happens if we don't make our goal? We are so close, I don't even want to think about it. Don't even want to think about it. But the reality is that some financial decisions will need to be made by the board if we don't make our goal. So what we have will always be enough. But in order to fund the things that we value here, the financial commitment does need to be in place. Last question. What if I have more questions? Well, ask us. You can email us at stewardship@uucs.org. You can learn more about the whole campaign, see the videos if you missed any of those in the month of January at uucs.org/stewardship. And of course, you can chase me down and I'll get one of these in your hand today. So thank you for your enthusiastic support of the Piece by Piece campaign this year. It has been an absolute joy to watch this puzzle grow as we build it together over the last month. Each piece symbolizes your financial commitment, illustrating the campaign message. Your contribution matters. You matter. You fit here. Thank you.
Good morning. Again, I'd like to welcome everyone, those who are here with us today, those who are joining virtually. My name is Paula Swaney, and I am honored to serve as your worship associate this morning. As we light our chalice this morning, please join me in the responsive reading number 490 in your gray hymnal. I will read the regular text and ask that the congregation respond with the italicized text. Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. No matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the band of heavens. Thank you. Please stand as you're willing and able and join us in singing hymn 203.
We're singing verses 1 through 4.
be seated.
Over the years, our congregation has experienced many joys and faced many concerns. As a congregation, we symbolically share these moments by placing stones or shells in our rippling bowl. We invite you to come forward, if you wish, to place a stone or shell in the water. The placement of the stones and shells represents the release of joys and concerns into the community. The ripples we create remind us that joys, once shared, ripple out and are multiplied, and that sorrows shared ripple out and are diminished. You may now come forward and place a stone or shell in the water, and I will place one of each for those who are joining us virtually. Provides practical guidance on how we strive to live together in this church and in our greater community. These words, powerful when they were written, continue to gain power as this community manifests their meanings in its work. Let us join our voices and speak the truth of our covenant. We are a people of faith and hope. Together we covenant to strive to become our better selves, to honor both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to respond to systems of violence and oppression with the power of a love beyond belief. Thank you. For the next few minutes, we'll take some time to greet each other personally. You may rise and move around. It's fine to remain seated if you prefer. And please remember, we all experience this time in different ways. Please check in as to how each person might like to be greeted. And when the music begins, please return to your seat so that we can share the next part of our service together. We contribute to this community with a multitude of gifts, gifts of time, talent, energy, and love. And the generosity of this congregation is immense. Now we contribute as we can with financial gifts. This month we share half of our unmarked funds and all marked funds from our offering plate with Global Response Medicine. Global Response is an agile medical force on the front lines of the war in the Ukraine with a team of veterans, various emergency personnel, and people of other talents. They provide emergency medical relief, clinical health services, and other care and training in between. Let the offering be freely given.
Cindy, that was beautiful. I want to invite you all to join me in the meta meditation this morning. If it is meaningful for you to speak the words, I invite you to join me. You'll see the italicized words in the order of service. If you would prefer to close your eyes or focus on a particular spot in front of you, that is certainly welcome too. We begin by expressing love for ourselves. May you be free of suffering. May you be at peace. May you know the joy of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all others. May you know love. We then express love for those for whom we care. May you be free of suffering. May you be at peace. May you know the joy of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all others. May you know love. And we express love for those who we find difficult in small and in large ways. May you be free of suffering. May you be at peace. May you know the joy of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all others. May you know love. And finally, we express love for all beings. May you be free of suffering. May you be at peace. May you know the joy of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all others. And may you know love.
The full of spring in the first week of March is beautiful and worrying to me. It's an experience of awe. Yesterday evening, my wife and I took a walk in the woods with our dog at dusk. It was so beautiful. And I inhaled a full dose of the early pollen. So please forgive me if I cough through this. These last 2 weeks, we have hosted a theater company in Wild Hall, Proud Mary Theater Company. We're very proud to be a partner of Proud Mary's. And on Monday, we received the terrible news that the devoted Proud Mary, Sandy Staggs, had died. The outpouring of love to express care for Sandy and everyone who he counted as family, an enormous circle of people. It shows us the grief of tragic loss. It shows us the wonder of human being. And it shows us what our lives can be. The incredible beauty that a human life can be. And the beauty of this season, and the worry that it comes too early, and the passing too early of a brother's life, and the beauty of that life. Share silence with me. on an airplane. It was under the wings of two women of this congregation, Nancy Manlove and Susan Griswold. I was 19 years old, first-year student in college. We had gotten up that morning before daybreak. It was one of those January mornings that we remember, covered in ice, frozen snow. And driving from home to home, these professors came and picked up students to shuttle us all before daybreak to the airport. We went through all of the pre-9/11 procedures, which seem almost childish in retrospect now. 20 of us herded onto the plane, whoever else was joining us, to their agony, the flight down to Miami. And as we took off and rose above the horizon line, the sun broke over the surface of the earth on that bitter cold morning. Susan and Nancy and I don't all hold the same worldviews. I'm going to swap out. Let's give the AV team a round of applause. They made me forget about coughing. Susan and Nancy were like mother eagles teaching flight, or like those great beings of our planet, whales, who guide their calves through the waters. We lifted off and broke the horizon line, and the sun surfaced at the same time. And on that clear, cold morning, it was like the huge beating heart of the earth, like Gaia's beating heart. I know it's just a metaphor, but oh my God, the whole world felt alive. Nancy and Susan and I do not have the same worldview. We do not see the world in all the same ways. And frankly, I don't know how any of us could compare with all of the travel they've done and all that they've seen. How could we even imagine to see the world in the same ways? And in that moment, we all were moving through something that could only be expressed by every person with their faces pressed against the window. Wow. Or, look, you have got to look. A beauty so immense and immediate, words fail. But we feel it to our core, as if we're a part of it. What is that beauty? What is that experience? Stop for just a moment and remember a time that you have felt that. Plunge into the water of life. Trees towering overhead. Kindness of a stranger when you most needed it. Whatever the phenomena, remember a time when the beauty and wonder and awe of life took you in all of its immediacy and totality. Remember that for a moment. That first flight, that was January 1996, decades ago. And it was only one moment in a whole month of travel, of experiences and memories. The memory of that sunburst, it is with me like it is happening right now. What is that? A funny thing has happened in our congregation. For the last many months, we have been in a process, a mission, vision, covenant process. And the purpose is just to help us find a way to articulate our shared purpose. We are a group of people intentionally gathered from many different origins, many different sources, many different lives. And we gather not because we share belief or share worldview or share origin, but exactly because we do not. This makes for fascinating Board of Trustee meetings, so everybody should sign up to be a candidate. There's nothing easy about it. Nothing easy about it. One would wonder why we choose it. But in our practice, we try to talk to each other and listen to each other and chart a path forward together, honoring that difference. And to do that this fall, a team has convened us over and over again, to the point of sometimes it being against our will, to ask us for input. Who are we as a people? What are our deepest values? After this service, we're going to meet in the fellowship hall to hear their update and to be sent on yet another series of conversations by them. It's going to be incredible. Please come. And in the course of that conversation, people have shared, what do they value most about this place? What do we yearn to be the expression of our congregational life in the world? And you can see here a word map, a constellation of not even all of the input, because the computer program couldn't contain all the entries. It shut down on the data scientist who was working it. System overload because of such richness of diversity and vision. And in the course of their work, some of the words were very expected. You can see them yelling at you off of the page because they're repeated so much. Community, beloved, justice. Things that we talk about all the time and things that we put into action, things that we try to do. But there was one concept that recurred over and over again. A repeated pattern that had so many names grouped around it, it broke the computer program. And for months, as they have worked with this data that we have offered them, the team has tried to find a word to express this idea. It has been the most difficult part of their work. What do you call this thing that we feel so deeply when we are connected to the heart of the world? Some of us call it mystery. Some of us call it wonder. Some of us call it science and discovery. Some of us call it beauty. Some of us call it spirit. Some of us call it God. Some of us absolutely do not call it God. One person this week reached out to me and said, I call it by this name, and they named a name from a religious tradition. And another person reached out to me and said, I call it non-existence, and explained an experience of non-existence in their life, connecting with the total nothingness underlying all existence. Now, how can it be that one person proclaims a divine name, and another person calls it non-existence, and they both are talking about the same thing. How can that be? And what do you do with a mess of people like that? And why do they laugh at the joke that is their own lives? What do you call that? It's an incredible thing that this Mission Vision Covenant team has experienced. To see that for so many of us, there is this experience of the world that goes to the heart and that drives us. It is part of our purpose. It is something that we want to name and claim and share. And we do not know how to say it because our language is so encumbered with dogmas and doctrines and ideologies and beliefs. When you say it one way, I say, no, it's not that, it's this. And you say, no, it can't be that, it's this. And we walk in a circle, gazing at the same sun, trying to find how to tell our story together. What do we call that? And why does it even matter? Why try? It seems like something that can't be achieved, naming the unnameable. And maybe we'll never find that word. Yeah, the Mission Vision Covenant team just put their heads down and cried. They've done such good work. How do you name the unnameable, about which we tell such different stories and do not agree on worldviews, but share the same love for that experience and want to live in that? How do you name that? As much as finding the word, what matters is that we try. That we stand in a circle together, gazing at whatever this is that we love so much about this world, its mystery and beauty and wonder and awe, its terror and its ecstasy. And that we place our hands on one another's backs, link arms, to gaze together at the heart of existence and share with one another what we each see, different, disagreeing, as all our views may be. To live together in the wonder of this world.
If you'll open your gray hymn book to number 23, we will be singing verses 1 and 6.
Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
What we create here does something in the world. When Sandy Staggs died last Monday, the theater company that he had created and poured his life into determined that the show would go on. That is what he would want. And we offered all the support that we could. Thank you to everyone who has helped Proud Mary this week. And his family asked if we would host his service. So we will celebrate Sandy's life in this sanctuary next Saturday on March 11th at 3 o'clock. And I invite you to come. The tragedy of his death shows us how precious and connected life can be. We feel his loss. And the love that surrounds him shows us the heart of existence.